Engagement is certainly a hot button topic in the dog owning and training world, and many people that are very enthusiastic about their dog training recognize the value of engagement, and yet being able to achieve it seems to elude them. Let's talk about why. Where there are issues with a dog's engagement, there are a number of reasons why. It could be that you've got yourself a rescue dog who's never had any training and all of their interest is out in the world. It could be that before you found dog training as an interest, before you realised the importance of it, you'd made the mistake of accidentally teaching your dog that all the value is in the outside world. There's also the consideration that many people that are involved in dog training don't work in curriculums where really strong foundations of value. So the vast majority of people train their dogs in a club environment. Now, at a club environment, let's just say you have 10 people in a class and that class is 60 minutes. Well, there's only 6 minutes of individual instruction available per dog if everyone gets an equitable amount. That doesn't work out that way. There's typically speaking not 6 minutes for people. There might be 2 minutes by the time the instructor gets through everything that they need to get through and attends to other people, and someone gets 3 and someone gets 2, but that's how it goes. So even if the instructor knows how to do this really well, it could be the case the curriculum doesn't allow them to, it doesn't allow them time to in that format. But then we've also got to consider the fact that for the majority of people, for the majority of businesses, that 60-minute class, people turn up with a volume of food and then they drip feed this food to the dog in a somewhat miserable way over the course of that 60 minutes and then wonder why their dog struggles with engagement, which is reasonable. They should wonder that. Now, that's inevitably going to produce a lack of engagement for a great number of dogs. Now let's also consider that the way a lot of people train at those clubs, given the nature of the pace of the training, is that they feed a piece of food for the dog doing our thing, and then the dog goes on about its business. So the dog literally learns through that sequence to check out after it receives a reinforcer. That's kryptonite for engagement. And even if folks decide, I'll go to that class and I'll just work for 15 minutes, which might be a great decision, the question is, have they learned the mechanical, technical skills of actually being able to get that food to the dog in a given period of time? And a lot of times, folks that are training with those little treat bags on their hips, you simply can't get the food out of the bag into the dog's mouth quick enough to really make engagement likely and to incentivize it for the dog. Let's not forget, guys, engagement is ultimately about the dog working the handler to make things happen. So why would you get high engagement from anything but a dog that's a hyper responder to training if that attention, if that engagement from the dog to make the handler pay them simply never happens? Like so much in training, guys, there's nuance, there's details that need to be considered if you're trying to build engagement successful. Hi, Snappy. If you want a dog with crazy levels of engagement, then you need to incentivize that engagement. Your dog has to be optimistic. It has to believe that you can and will pay time and time again in quick succession in a way that outshines other motivators in the environment. So if you want that good engagement, you better learn how to be a good payer. And a great place to start, if you're not hitting the mark, you're not meeting your own expectations, is to hire a professional like myself that can actually teach you these finer points and work with you, coach you towards developing that with your dog. And trust me, that level of wild engagement, the dog working you, is a gift that will keep on giving.